Hi Desiree, hi Gertrude, and welcome to my 10th and final synthesis, which is very sad for me to say. These syntheses have been an incredible opportunity for me to do a lot of extra research outside of class on Indigenous practices, studies, relations, spirituality, and I think that, excuse me, you're going to get a shoulder shot for a moment. I'm just turning on my lamp. See, I could delete the video and go over, but then where's the reality in that? You got to know the real Matthew. And I make mistakes. So the relationship in which the Indigenous peoples of North America live their lives, and this class has really helped me understand and respect so many things in a new light, and just my view on the education system after my midterm, woo, full different. And I said that to my education teachers because I want to become a teacher. And I was like, yeah, I view all of your jobs very differently now and my future job very differently now. And, I actually got into a few arguments, but it's okay. Because I backed it up with opinions and facts, mostly facts. But anyways, this class has been an incredible opportunity for me to grow my experiences, thoughts, and ideas in Indigenous studies and practices very differently. And today I want to talk about education, again, but in a different way. Parents and teachers will often bicker and argue between one another about what's the right way to teach someone. My child deserves this, and I demand this, and it's a really major problem in the education system. Parents keep digging themselves into their kids' lives in ways that maybe is not their right. And I was intrigued if this happens with the thought of how different peoples educate different ways, or at least that's what they would like to do. I was thinking about how, if that happens in indigenous practices, and I was doing some readings and doing some research, and a lot of original tradition indigenous-based teachings are taught by the parents and the elder. And I thought that was really interesting because it makes sense that the lessons we learn, survival, spirituality, etc., comes from, our birth giver. And the person in the group that is the oldest and has the most knowledge. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Nope, it's not coming. Anyways, this last video is kind of a mess. I apologize. I was intrigued, and I wanted to do more research on this. And I was researching how there's a lot of Indigenous parents who have had issues with teachers trying to teach Indigenous ideas and traditions in school when they were hoping to teach the kids themselves, or just someone in the community to teach the kids it themselves. And I was thinking on that, and I was thinking on how important of a subject that is. If you were to learn about, if you were wanting your child to learn traditional Indigenous beliefs, you not being you, by the way, Desiree, being people, the royal you, if you were hoping for your kids to be taught in the traditional way, but have to conform to the now modern monopolized form of education, you would still want it to be from someone who knows what they're talking about. And I think that it got me thinking about how there should be a mandatory rule that cultural practices and cultural topics should be taught by those who are not only well educated, but well versed and well practiced in said subjects. When I moved to Canada, I realized that my history teacher had no clue what she was talking about when it came to Indigenous studies and practices. And that's why we studied it for 20 minutes. But that's not okay. You can't just simply say, I don't know the subject, so we're not going to learn it. You need to say, I don't understand the subject, so I've brought in someone today who does understand the subject, and we'll talk about it with you. And the fact that that's not mandatory in so many places of education really shows me that The school boards don't care if the kids are getting well-rounded in cultural studies and etc. They just care that they're able to check off that box of, okay, yes, they did the mandatory Indigenous practice. Okay, what's next? World War II? Okay, yes, we talked about Hitler for 5 minutes. And it's really not only disappointing, but it continues to allow that ignorance to breed, of course, because education is the only thing that can break ignorance. And teamwork and these things. So I think that the practice of parents arguing with teachers is fair in this matter, but not in all matters. But I'm not talking about all matters. I'm talking about this matter. Parents arguing with teachers to be able to have their kids be educated by proper elders, proper members, proper people should be the bare minimum. Because if we can't allow our kids to get their spiritual training and training about their culture from trustworthy sources, not just sources who are academically trustworthy, but sources who have lived through the experience, then we are not honoring our agreement with the Indigenous peoples to allow their traditions to thrive and survive. At least that's what it is for me, in my opinion. I'm gonna add my video there, my synthesis offering there. I know it's a shorter one than usual, but that might be a gift for you. I just wanted to say thank you to both of you for listening to my rambles and allowing me to grow, actually grow in your class, memorably grow, not just write down 1,000 notes and never read or care about them again, but study, learn, be better, break that ignorance. And I still have a long way to go, but thank you for being a part of that journey and for yeah, thank you.